Hello, welcome to Yoga with Di. I'm Di, and this is a routine that's all about the hands, the fingers, and the wrists. So come join me on the mat. Let's get started. So this first exercise might feel a little bit strange, but trust me on this, it will get us into the right zone for the rest of the sequence. So place your hands on a flat surface. You could sit at a chair, at a table, or sit like I am on the mat. Either way, just make sure that the hands are really spread. So spread the fingers wide, really spread your thumb and little finger as far apart as you can, and then place your hands down from the heel nice and slowly onto the flat surface. And we'll just start with some breathing exercises. And as I say, this might feel a little bit odd to begin with. Let's go with it. I promise you, your hands will feel great at the end of this. So start by breathing in. And as you breathe in, imagine the air coming into the thumb of your right hand. And as you breathe out, the air flows back and up the arm. When you breathe in again, it will flow into the first finger. And as you breathe out, it will flow back up the arm. So let's all do this together. Follow me. So start by focusing on the thumb of the right hand. And as you breathe in, imagine the air coming into the thumb right up to the tip. And then breathe out, let the air flow back up the arm. Breathe in, this time thinking about the air coming to the tip of the index finger on the right hand. Breathing out, letting the air flow away. Breathe in, focus on the middle finger of the right hand. Let the air come right to the tip and then flow out, going out the same way. Focusing on your ring finger, breathing the air in to the tip of the ring finger, then back out, flowing back up the arm. Breathing in right to the tip of the little finger this time. Breathing out, letting the air flow out. Focusing now on the thumb of the left hand, breathing in, the air flowing to the tip of the thumb. Breathing out, let the air flow back. Focusing on the index finger, breathing in right to the tip of the index finger, letting the air flow back out. Focusing now on the middle finger of the left hand, breathing right to the tip, breathing out. Now focusing on the ring finger, breathing into the tip of the ring finger, breathing out. Focusing now on the little finger, breathing into the tip of the little finger, breathing out. Now breathing the air to the tip of all 10 fingers, breathing out. Let your breath relax. So we're just tuning in, bringing the body, breath, mind all into focus. Let's breathe in again to the tip of the fingers. Breathing out. And then relaxing the hands, taking them off the surface, maybe just wiggling the fingers a little bit. Really scrunching the fingers. And then we'll take them back to that surface. And this time, see if you can start to lift the fingers, but keep the pads of the fingers on the surface. So lifting the fingers up as you inhale, relaxing them back down to exhale. Lifting the fingers, pushing the palms into the surface, exhaling down. One more time, lifting all 10 fingers, keeping the palm connected to the surface, and then releasing. Then this time start to peel up the heel of the hand. See if you can keep the base of the forefingers, the thumb will come up here, keep the base of the forefingers on the surface and just lift the palm of the hand. So you might feel quite a deep stretch at the base of the fingers here. If you've come up into tabletop, just be careful you're not putting too much weight on the fingers. This is just a nice, easy stretch. Breathing into this stretch. And then gently on a next exhale, peeling the palms back to the surface. And then start to tilt the hands so that the little finger side lifts, keeping the thumbs on the surface and the index finger on the surface. Lift the hands and feel that stretch in the pad of the thumb. Breathing here. And then exhaling back down. Then on your next inhale, one more time, we'll lift all 10 fingers, keeping the palm on the surface, and then relax. Let's roll the hands at the wrists. We'll do a little bit of work into the wrists here as well, hands and wrists. This is a great sequence for staving off arthritic hands or any kind of little niggles. We don't often give the hands TLC, but they very much deserve it. And we use them a lot day to day. So rotating at the wrist one way and then at the other, and then maybe just shake it out. So we'll do a few more stretches into the fingers here. So you're going to take your thumb of your left hand and place the thumb on the bit of the finger between the base knuckle and that first knuckle. Placing the thumb there, place your index finger on the top of the finger and just gently pull back. Breathe into that stretch. Then we'll take the next finger, so the thumb at the base of the finger, the index finger on the tip, and gently just pulling enough to feel that stretch. Let's take the ring finger now, so that thumb goes in that base of the finger and the index finger stretches. And then the little finger taking the thumb into the base, stretching at the tip. And then let's take the thumb, so putting the thumb at the base of the thumb and stretching into the thumb. And remembering to breathe. Let's focus on the other hand now. So taking that thumb into that little bit, the base of the finger, so not on the knuckles, just in the bit between the bottom two knuckles. Index finger stretching. And just a gentle, gentle stretch to feel that stretch. And let's move to the ring finger. Breathing there. Let's go for the middle finger. Feeling that stretch. And then the index finger. And not pulling too hard here. If you're not used to stretching the fingers, this can be quite intense. So just where you're feeling a nice comfortable stretch. And moving into the thumb. And then we'll do some stretches into the wrists now. So before we start, bring the backs of the fingers together and the knuckles of the fingers together and just gently start to move the wrists in towards each other. Just easing into the wrists this way. And then we'll take the hands into a prayer position and push the elbows out. Press the hands together. And then release. Again, a few gentle little circles. And now let's all come to a tabletop. So once again, spread the fingers wide, nice and wide here, so that you can really feel the pad of the base of each finger connecting with the mat. And have the hands around shoulder width apart, the knees around hip width apart. And we're just going to start to gently move, taking some gentle little circles with the shoulders here. So easing into the wrists. Nice and gently, we'll go one way and then the other way. And it's worth probably pointing out here that when we are doing a yoga class and we're in positions like plank, going through chaturanga, it's never a good idea to have the shoulders in front of the wrist here. You can see the pressure that that puts on the wrist. It's not a problem so much when the knees are on the floor because you're taking a lot of the weight in the knees. But once the knees are lifted, once the shoulders go over, if you have wrist issues like I do, I have a plate in my left wrist, quad bike accident many years ago, then this can be quite a lot of pressure on the wrists. So take this very gently as you do these circles. It should be, as I say, if you've got your knees firmly planted, there shouldn't be any issues here. But if you're feeling it's a bit much, then maybe just come back and do the circles more like a horseshoe shape from this angle. And then when you've finished doing the circles here, come back, walk your bum back to your heels, and we're going to place the backs of the hands on the mat here. So flip the hands over and place the backs of the hands on the mat, bending at the elbows nice and generously. And you might already just here feel quite a deep stretch in the wrists. It might be that the full hand doesn't connect with the mat. Again, that's okay. If the base of the fingers are on the mat and you're just feeling that stretch here, that's absolutely fine. Just breathe into that stretch. If your backs of the hands are flat, then you might want to lift, coming up and straighten the arms a bit. And just breathing into that stretch. Just breathing into the stretch wherever you are. Maybe having a little play around with the movement just to feel where you're feeling the most stretch. And then gently releasing. Once again, just very gently moving into those wrists one way and then the other. And then this time, place your hands so that the fingers point out. And we'll just take those little circles again, or movements. So we can start with a side-to-side movement here. And then thinking about moving forwards and backwards. And we'll just go one way first off. And then gently moving the other way. And then coming back, rotating the wrists. And we'll take the fingers, doing a gentle stretch forwards here. So to really intensify the stretch in the palm, think about pushing the heel, excuse me, think about pushing the heel of the hands forwards as you straighten the arm. If this is very intense, feel free to keep the arm bent and just pulling the fingers back gently. But to really intensify that stretch, think about straightening the arm and pushing the heel forward. Breathing into the stretch. And then we'll take the other side. So placing the fingers over the fingers and then thinking about pushing that heel of the hand forwards. Breathing into it. And then when we come out of that, let's take the thumb this time. So just a couple of fingers around the thumb. Pull the thumb back very gently as you straighten the base of the thumb is moving forwards. As you stretch that thumb back. breathing into that stretch. And then releasing, let's take the other side, stretching into the thumb, pushing the base of the thumb forwards. And breathing in to the stretch. And then releasing. And then coming back to the hands on the flat surface as we did at the beginning. And so pushing down with the hands, with the fingers splayed, feeling the base of the fingers pushing into the surface, the mat or the table. And then we're going to very gently try to, remember at the beginning we were lifting the fingers. We're going to try and do this one at a time. This can be quite challenging, so fear not if you find this difficult. There are some fingers that are more difficult than others, I find. But let's just breathe in and try. So inhale, lift the thumbs first of all, keeping all other parts of the hand on the surface. So the base of the fingers, the palms, just lifting those thumbs and breathing there. And then gently allow the thumbs to drop down onto the surface. Let's lift the index fingers. So again, pushing down with all other parts of the hand, but lifting the index fingers. And then letting the fingers release. Let's lift the middle fingers here. So having all other surfaces, all of the finger pads, palms, base of the fingers, resting on the surface, just the middle fingers lifting. And then release. Now this is the one I always find tricky, lifting the ring finger. I definitely can't get that as high. But yeah, lift off the mat and allow all the other fingers to rest. And then finally we lift the little finger, keeping the base of the little finger on the mat, just the finger itself lifts. And then let that finger drop, bring the hands back, give them a little shake, maybe wiggle the fingers a little bit. Always feels nice after that, giving the fingers a little wiggle. And then we'll just take a few little stretches at the end. So interlace the fingers. Inhale, stretch up. Exhaling here. Pushing the fingers to the ceiling, inhaling and exhaling. And on your next exhalation, bringing the hands down and changing the interlace. So unhook the fingers, move them one across, feel the different interlace, and then inhale, stretching up. Breathing here. And on your next exhale, bringing it down, let's roll the shoulders. Let's shake it out at the wrists. Wiggle the fingers, roll the wrists, and there we are, a little workout for the hands. So hopefully they're all nice and warmed up now. If you did want to do any sort of arm work, hand balances, any typing, whatever you want to do with your hands for the rest of the day, have a beautiful, beautiful day. Thank you.